What's up, guys? Welcome to the Chasing 100 Now podcast. Now, today we're talking about a topic that is super, super important for everyone to have in order to chase our 100 or chase our best lives.
What does a confident man look like?
True confidence, and not like bravado that you see on YouTube all the time. Guys screaming at your screen and yelling and that's confidence. No, true confidence is being secure within as a man. Being happy with who you are. You can be positive, at the same time you can also make fun of yourself. That's confidence, to be able to know what you want, know where you're headed, live by your values and your principles, never cross those. How does a man become confident? What do you need to do?
Okay, so it's really easy to become confident if you've already accomplished something. So for me, it's really easier for me confident about getting someone in shape. I put in the time, work with thousands of people, had a whole lot of success. So it's very easy to be confident. Now, however, I didn't always have these results. So how was I confident before I had any results? So the thing with confidence is it kind of ties in with faith. They're kind of intertwined. So before I had actually gotten results, I had the faith that I was going to put in the work, put in the time, and I knew if I did those two things, I would succeed. So that's how I got my confidence without results. You have to have faith is extremely important.
Absolutely. Okay, but that's a great point you just made, especially for men.
Yes.
The more results we get, the more confident we become.
Yeah. So the problem is a lot of people, they have analysis paralysis. They think about things too much.
That's true.
Just get started. There is no failure. It's all learning. Just keep going, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah. So as you're accomplishing stuff, that confidence builds.
Absolutely.
And it's true. Don't you feel? That's why I always say, like, men in their 40s are totally different than men in their 20s.
1,000%.
Because now we've had this, experience of success and failures as well. But we've accomplished things, right? So your swag is totally different.
I am so much more confident now than I was when I was 23, 25. And to someone who doesn't know anything, these people who say when you become 40, your life is over, they're the exact opposite because they weren't constantly building themselves throughout the years. Remember, there's no point in getting old if there's no wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the whole point of getting old, is having wisdom.
So it's interesting. We live in a very youth worshiping culture, right? America, right? We're in the U.S. So it's a very youth worshiping culture. The youth, everything is young. And no, as a man, I love getting older.
1,000%.
Right? The confidence level just keeps increasing with age for me, right? It actually reminds me of a funny story, man. Now, I wasn't always this confident. You can see we both have this swag now. You're seeing now. But many years ago, I wasn't like this. I remember in high school, and we all have our high school stories.
Absolutely.
I was totally, I didn't have confidence at all, especially when it came to women. Right?
Okay, you had confidence in the basketball court.
I did have confidence on the basketball court. Yeah, I did have. That was the one place I had confidence in. But when it came to women, bro, I had no confidence, right? Okay. So I remember I went to work at this restaurant. There was a really cute girl that liked me. And she asked me for my number. Oh, wow. And we started talking. This is pre-cell phone days. So I don't want to age myself, but...
You wrote down a piece of paper.
This is pre-cell phone, where you had to pick up the phone before your mom did.
I remember that too, yeah.
So anyway, so we would talk and, whatever. But I was so shocked. Like, oh my God, how could this girl like me?
Well, why would you say that?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I didn't have confidence, right? So get this. So I invited her to homecoming, right? You remember homecoming?
Yeah, absolutely.
I bought her that whole thing. I don't even know what it's called, man. You guys know what
Corsage?
It's called. I don't know. No. It's not a corsage. It's that big ass, the thing with their names on it. Right. That homecoming stuff, right? In America, we do that. I don't know about overseas. I got myself a suit. A suit, bro. I brought flowers and everything. So I go to her house to pick her up, right? I go to her house. I show up at the door, and her mom answers the door. And I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. So-and-so, can she come out? And she's like, no, she's not going to come. And I'm like, what do you mean she's not going to come? She's like, no, she's not coming. She doesn't want to come.
She stood you up?
Yeah, she basically stood me up, bro. So I'm sitting there with flowers, looking like a goofball.
16
you know what I'm saying?
expect Molly Ringwald to come out of somewhere.
Right? So I'm just devastated, right? But here's the worst part, Shaq.
Yeah.
I'm following up with her. Hey, what happened? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Why didn't you answer? Where are you? I'm like desperate, you know? So I'm sorry. I'm really embarrassed to say this. But what the point behind this is that even if you're not confident right now, you can become confident, right? With time. It's a process. You know?
So I have a similar story, though it doesn't have the sad ending his does. So this was way back in the day. This is also pre-cell phone, back when you had to write down a piece of paper. I was talking to a girl who I found attractive. And I was talking about someone else, because I used to talk a lot of shit back then. And I was talking to her, and I said, so-and-so is a moron. And she goes, yeah, and you're ugly. Now, at that time, I was a good-looking guy. No one had ever called me ugly in my life. So I literally went into it, and the whole point, my confidence was so low. It just took one girl saying I was ugly for me to be, I was totally shot, like confidence-wise. And I remember to this day exactly where she was standing and when that happened. Now, the funny thing is, 2 years later, she tried to go out with me. So I realized she was doing it to hurt my feelings. So it was a happy ending at the end of the day. But look, my confidence was so sad that I hit the rock bottom from someone saying something. And that should never be the case. No matter what anyone says to you, that should never affect you one bit, positive or negative. It really shouldn't.
Absolutely. So it's a process, right? So the whole point behind this is a process of becoming confident.
Okay, so Adnan, talk to me about security versus insecurity.
Confidence has so much to do with being secure. Insecure people, I have the saying, insecure people ruin everything. Any insecure person you've ever met, whether it's a friend, a loved one, when they're insecure, they overreact to things. They take things personally. They blame everyone else. Yeah. They have no
You're absolutely right.
introspection. Yeah. Right? And so, and they're the ones who come across the most arrogant. That's the craziest thing. When you see someone who's super arrogant, it's because they're super insecure. You're absolutely right. So they have to put on a face because they don't want to get hurt. Because what people tell them really affects them.
Yeah, I was about to say, so the thing about arrogant people is they need validation from the outside, or they're nothing. If you're confident, you need no external validation. Because you feel good about yourself from the inside. You know what you are.
Exactly. So that's the thing, that's where security comes in. Yeah. So to me, being secure versus insecure is super, super important. Look, man, a lot of us didn't win the genetic lottery, right? We are who we are, right? Especially as men, sometimes we're inconfident about the way we look, about, look, I'm 5'8", right? I'm 5'8", I'm super average. I'm literally the world's average man, right? When it comes to genetics.
Yeah, possibly, yeah, sure.
Right? But I live an extraordinary life. Thank God. That's true. Thank God. That's true, full of adventure, full of just growth and movement and just amazing stuff, right? And thank God. It's not from me, it's from God. It's because I'm confident, I'm secure, I know who I am, I know where I'm going, I know what I want. And you know how attractive that is.
Women find that very attractive.
When you have a man who knows what he wants, knows where he's headed, knows where his red lines are, to say, no, stop. I'm not going to accept that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So my point is that even if you didn't win the genetic lottery, like my friend here, totally always been handsome, totally 6 foot, totally G since we were kids. Point being, if you're like me and you didn't win the genetic lottery, you could still be super confident and build that confidence up, and people will feel it, man. And you'll do things that people who were blessed much more than you
will not be able
to do. Yeah. So Shaq, what's the difference between confidence and arrogance?
So confidence is being really sure about yourself and your abilities, but you don't believe you're better than anyone else. Arrogance is exactly the exact opposite. You're not confident in your abilities, and you think you're better than everybody else. So I have a great story. I was talking to a guy. He's an eye surgeon, okay? And he's telling me, you know what? If everyone worked hard like me, they could make the amount of money I have. They could live the lifestyle I have. It's all due to my hard work. And I told him, no BS. Shut the hell up. And he got quiet. I go, bro, the janitor at the hospital works 10 times harder than you. The only difference between you two is you were blessed, and that's why you're living the lifestyle you have. I go, so cut this nonsense about working hard. You're blessed. You need to have gratitude. Stop this bullshit.
That's great.
And he was silent as a church mouse.
Great advice. That's great advice. Because, you hear the whole, and I always hated when I heard, I'm a self-made man. It's like, man, self-made man? You mean no one helped you?
Nobody,
you mean
exactly.
you didn't come out of your mother's womb?
Right, exactly.
They didn't feed you and clothe you for so many years? Other people in business didn't give you a plug? The difference between confidence and arrogance for me is who you give credit to. Not because of me.
Absolutely.
Because of him.
Because it could turn tomorrow.
Exactly.
People have the best lives, and everything changes in one day.
Boom.
So
I mean, I could have an accident and I wouldn't have the ability to do anything that I'm doing, right?
Gratitude
So it's all from God, man. It's all from God. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be confident. Go and chase your 100.
See you next time, guys.